Eved. We were talking about Eved. And Eved, how he's acquired. Now, we know that there are different types of kinyanim before we get to four. Different types of kinyanim. You have a kinyan for karka. You have a kinyan for metaltalin. Now, an animal is metaltalin. A utensil is metaltalin. Food is metaltalin. Land, we know, is karka, is real estate. Now the question arises, is a slave real estate or chattel? That becomes a question. Here our Gemara comes and says, Eved Ivrinik Bekesed will be shtar. Shtar is usually put aside for what? For karka. Kesef is usually put aside for metaltalin. Now, does it fall into, for both? Does it fall into metaltalin or karka? Usually when you do metaltalin for a Jew, what's the kinyan, Mr. Gindi? Meshicha. Took too long. When it, but putting it, taking it, no way. Mr. Gindi. Usually, I said, the kinyan for metaltalin. When was the last time you went to the supermarket and made a shtar? When was the last time you went into TJ Maxx and made a shtar?
Never. A car.
Car could be shtar, right? Now comes the case of the Gemara. The Gemara now comes and tells us, how do we know the concept of money? So the Gemara brings down a few possibilities, and they ruin the possibilities. But one of the possibilities is you learn from Amma Ivriya, a Jewish girl who was sold by her father. It says over there that when she goes out, she does what? She goes out with kesef. He buys it with kesef. The father rebuys her with kesef. Ergo, the Gemara says if he rebuys her with kesef, certainly when she's sold with kesef. But that's a fine and beautiful deduction, but it's not good for Eved because Eved is not sold bal korcho. Mr. Gindi is not sold bal korcho against his will. He can sell himself. So you may be able to tell me an Eved which is sold by Bedin is sold by kesef, but maybe if he sells himself, he's not. Comes the Gemara says you're right. There's a difference between somebody who's sold by Bedin and somebody who's sold by himself. Somebody who sells himself by himself has different dinim. He's not doing it bal korcho. Bal korcho, you could use a weaker kinyan. But if it's done by himself, you have to do the regular kinyan of shtar, chazakah. The Gemara says yes.
So many things we cannot deduce anything.
So it comes now today. Today we come with another passage. It says the word sechir, that a slave is not an actual slave. An indentured slave doesn't mean that he's what? A real slave. He's a fake slave.
What's the difference between a real slave and a fake slave?
Listen.
Okay, Rabbi.
Now comes the Gemara and says, when you treat a slave, you have to treat him like a slave. You can't give him menial work to do. You can't make him work to hours. He has a union. There is the Jewish slave union. You're only going to make him work 9 to 5. That's it. So now comes the Gemara and says, we have a Gzera Shavah. Sechir. What's Sechir? It says Sechir that he's like a worker by a slave which was sold by Bedin in Parshat Mishpatim. And we have a slave which is sold in Parshat Bahar by himself. Sechir. Just like here it has to be a sechir, also there it has to be a sechir. Are you with me, Mauricio?
Yeah.
Treat as a worker.
Therefore, this Gezerah Shavah tells me they're equivalent in every way.
Meaning
not
they
only
have to be treated.
Again, let's go back. It uses the term sechir by the Eved who's sold by Bedin. It uses the word sechir by the Eved who's sold by himself. He says that is coming to tell us not only that you have to treat him like a sechir, like a worker.
Right.
It tells you a greater thing.
Right.
What's the greater thing? The greater thing is all the laws of a bedin sold evet are equivalent to the laws of a self-sold evet. All the laws which are found by self-sold evet are found by
Because of
bedin, because of the exact Shabbat called sechir. Sechir, the word is found by the soul bedin, and that's who we are today.
So,
Is that found in other evidence?
Yes. No. Maybe they don't make the exact Shabbat. We'll leave it. It's like so comes the Gemara and says, let us see where we are.
Gemara, no?
Yes, of course, Gemara. We just did all the review.
No, I know, but we just started Gemara.
So now we get it. Eved Ivri Menalan.
Where are you?
Okay.
Oh, so I'm here. Oh, yeah, from the beginning.
Eved Ivri, the first word online is Menalan. About 10 lines on the top of the page.
14b. On the bottom, right? What's before that?
It says that the Am Ivriya is bought with kesef. So everybody is bought with kesef. You got that?
Yeah.
So the Gemara says,
Where are you? The first one or the second level? It's the other way.
page 14b2, second column.
Where's it? 14B2, top of the page. Okay.
I'm gonna start a little before because the paragraph starts before.
Oh, yeah. I got it.
The Gemara, Ashkachan. The Gemara says we have found it by Ama Ivriya, Hoyel, Umikasha bekesef. She's acquired by kesef. Mikni bekesef. Therefore, she can be acquired by kesef. Eved Ivri Menalan. How do you know Eved Ivri? Omar Kra. See it? The pasuk goes on and says, Ki yimkor lecha achicha ivri o ivriya ve'avdecha sheshanim mekish eved leivriya. It goes and it compares an ivriya and an eved. Ashkan machro bedin. We now know that this is talking about bedin because who sells the girl? The father. So there's somebody who sells her. That's so. Therefore, who sells it? The bedin. So machru bedin hoyel v'nimkar bal kocho mocharatz. Oh, due to the fact that it's bal kocho like the ama, you can do it with kesef. Mocharatz mo menala. That's what we are. Listen, hey, boy.
You want to compare him to the other guy that we just
We just said mocharatz mo.
He said comparing the guy first to this guy, and the other guy's being compared to her, so we all do.
Second column, higher up. Yes, right there.
The Tana expounds.
The Tana expounds. I don't know if that's what it says.
Yariv? No. You just read. I was right when I
Don't worry what we just read. Just be where we are now. Comes the Gemara and says,
over there.
Minala and Yalif, we learn, how do we know that if in a case where the Bedin sells it, and the Bedin can sell them with money, therefore it is equivalent to the Ama Ivriya. That means only in a case where Bedin sells it. What about if he's self-sold? You don't know. Comes the Gemara and says, no, you do know. Why do you know? You have Gzeh Shavah. What is the Gzeh Shavah? It says Sachir by when it was sold by Bedin, and we have a Sachir when he's sold by himself. and the laws will be interchangeable. Hanicha, the Gemara says, Leman the Yaliv Sachir. Yes, you are right. But there's only one opinion who holds Sachir. It is a Gzeh Shava which is in dispute.
Why?
I don't know why, he doesn't tell you. Oh, problem.
Oh, this Gezerah Shabbat is in dispute, so therefore you cannot use it. You say?
No, so you one opinion, you could use it. But what about the other opinions?
So, yeah.
Happy to be dispute otherwise.
Right, happy to be a dispute. Right, Rabbi. I know Gezerah Shabbat is when two different pieces in the Torah come and talk about the same thing, and you can deduce from that and this. If you call it here a Gezerah Shabbat, it's something that you are okay with.
Look at Rashi. Leman de lo yalif.
It's not Svara.
Leman de lo yalif, Rashi. A little further down. The man, the lo yalif, the lead leha gezerah shava ulekameh mefaresh manihu, and the Gemara will explain further on why he does not have this gezerah shava. He doesn't hold by. We'll see why.
Who doesn't know why?
Mr. Gindi, what did we just read? Read it.
He doesn't have this Gezerah Shabbat. Going to explain it later on. Man inu.
And the Gemara will tell us later who he is and why he disagrees. So I have to tell you now. Rashi says, have patience. Have patience. Relax. We should always relax. Yes. We'll see. What did Rashi say? Yeah. I'm going to explain to you. I know your question. A Gzeh Shava is usually, Tosfot says, a halakha Moshe Sinai, usually. Sometimes it's not. How do you know it's not? I'll give you an example. No, not here. I'm going to give you a clear example. Clear example is when you open up Megillat Esther, it's talking about certain cities. And it talks about cities which have walls around them. And the Gemara makes a Gzeh Shava with a pasuk in the body concerning cities which have walls. So you have a Gzeh Shava from the Megillah to what? To the Dvarim. That's Halakha Moshe Sinai. And still they make the Gzeh Shava. So sometimes the rabbis make their own Gzeh Shava. Now when is that? There's a sefer called Kiddushin Maritzchiyut, which goes on and says, maybe those Gzeh Shava are called as Smachtas. Maybe those Gzeh Shavas which are disputed are not only not ex-Smachtas, they were accepted as what? As a partial Gzeh Shava. Why? Because there might be reasons not to accept it totally. You have Pesukim which seemingly, and that's what we're going to see here, that Rabbi Eliezer, I let out the secret, Mr. Gindi, that he goes on and he says, what? That he has reasons to believe that they're not equivalent. And we'll see. We're going to see. I'm not going to let him give more secrets. Mr. Gindi, enough secrets. No, maybe not.
It's not always.
It could be.
We said before.
Okay, so slow down. Who said? Slow down. We didn't say it. I said it. I said it because I learned the Gemara before. So the Yalif Schir Ella. Can we go on? Mauricio Elamanda the law Yalif Schir. But there is an opinion, as Rashi says later on, which does not learn the Gzeh Shava, and you have a problem. Gzeh Shava is holy. How do you not learn it? Ma'ikala Memhar. So before we explain why he doesn't have the Gzeh Shava, how does he learn? That you could buy a what? A slave, self-sold, the kesef. We know that if it's sold by bedin, he's going to be kesef. That would ama. But how do you know that if he sells sold? The law yalif sechir ma yikalim amar kra.
Is there a book listing Gezerat Brachas?
That's what I know. The key tasik. Oh, Reb Chaim. No, I'm not going to say. The key tasik. Mosef al inyan rishon. V'chi tasig. That vav of v'chi tasig is a connecting vav. It comes and tells me that the slave sold by bedin ki tasig mosif al inyan rishon v'yalamed elyon mitachton. And he says we have that vav, and that vav is telling us when bedin sells him, and right after it says when he sells himself. He says I don't have Gzera Shava, I have a vav, and that vav tells me specifically, not everything, specifically what are they talking about? They're talking about the sale.
That be true. He just said, Yom Mitachton. I don't recognize that as one of the 13 ways of
Nothing to do with one of the 13. Nothing to do with one of the 13. Oh. Mr. Gindi! Mr. Gindi! He's not telling you Yud Gimel Midot. He says Vav is Vav HaMechaber. When it's Mechaber, what's above is what's below. Honor your father and your mother. The way you honor your father, honor your mother. That vav mechaber makes the chi. You come chaf dalet chaf hey. What prayer? Chaf hey.
Sojourner means?
The sojourner, the goy.
A goy? Because it says a stranger or a goy.
Right? Now comes the Gemara and says, Uman Tana, the lo yafsi sechir, hay Tana hu. Can we go on, Mauricio? You got it so far? What did the Gemara say? The Gemara now is at a stage where you don't need a Gzera Shava, that you can learn Kesef from the Vav. That it talks about the indentured slave, and it talks about the one sold by Bedin. And it has a Vav in between. To tell me what? The same way the Bedin sells with money, the indentured slave can be sold with money.
It's going to stand? Let's see if it's going to stand.
Sure it's going to stand, why not?
So every time
Everything don't stand.
Everything
A
stands.
lot of things don't stand.
Everything
Till
stands.
now it's standing.
Mr. Gandhi, let's go. Now the Gemara goes on and says, take a weird take. I'm going to give you a little makot. So far everything is good and dandy.
So far,
Clear.
very clear. The vav cleared us.
Everything.
Let's take the vav.
Now comes the Gemara. Uman Tana.
Here's what.
Now you should know. You see that yin yang sign?
The who? Yeah, that's Yakiba Eger.
So Rabbi. Okay, we're not going to go there just yet. Oh, you don't have it? Oh, in English.
I read the Spanish.
You see the sign now?
They don't have.
I see it big like a dot.
Right, yin yang.
What yin yang means?
Yin yang means black white. There's some fruits that are black, some are white.
The what? The what?
It means that Rabbi Akiva Eger has a note here. And Rabbi Akiva Eger is called Gilyon Hashach.
I never saw this before.
You saw it. And he says, Ayin v'bab metziach, Kuf Yud Aleph. Talking about what? About Gzera Shava. How does a person disagree with the Gzera Shava? We're not going to go there today. Uman Tana. I think it's Per Chaf He. Oh, yeah.
That's the problem with Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Elazar.
Yeah. Uman Tana.
You don't know.
Mr. Gindi, listen. Uman Tana de lo yali sachir sachir. And who is this Tana who does not have sachir sachir? Hi Tanahu. He is the Tana. Who the Tanya that we found in a Braita? What does he say in the Braita? Hamocher atzmo.
Very good.
He who sells himself. Nimkar l'shesh. He is sold for how much? For 6 years. Mr. Gindi.
Or
more than 6 years.
Mr. Gindi. That's not what it says over there. You have the same Gemara as we have. Mr. Gindi, you have the exact same words. Everybody has the same words. Hi, Tanahu. Who is this Tanahu? There's no schir. The Tanya. Hamocher atzmo. He who sells himself. Nimkar l'shesh. He can sell himself for shesh. Yetzer al shesh. And he can sell himself for more than 6 years. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
That means I am selling myself to you as a slave.
Right.
And I owe you $500,000.
Right.
I tell you, Mauricio, I know I'm worth $50,000 a year. How many years? 10 years. I'll sell you. I'm going to be sold to you for 10 years. We don't care about Shemitah. We don't care about Yovel. I'm yours for 10 years.
So you're going to go against the Torah when it says the Shemitah that you go free. Right?
Why? Because I have the ability to do what? To sell myself as maybe no debt. Doesn't have to have a debt. I gave a case. I'm selling. Yeah. Am I saying it? What does the Gemara say? What does the read it in English if you want. Read it in Hebrew better. The Tanya. The Tanya before. Uman Tana the law Yalim here. Hi Tanu, the Tanya. Last word on the line. He who sells himself can sell himself for 6, like the evidence of the Bedin. Yes, now, not only that, he can sell himself for 3 years.
I was going to ask you, you can do 3 years only.
Right?
not the same.
Not the
You
same.
can't say that Safir.
So he does learn Sahir.
Rabbi, here's the court. Here's the
You're
court, and
$1,500, so you have $500 a year.
here's the court.
The court is stuck with the 6-year
Here's the
sale.
court, and here's me. I just want to get one
So
of
the
the
Bedin has to sell minimum
The
of
court
6
can
years.
sell me.
Not minimum and maximum.
So no matter what, that's 6 years. When he sells himself, he can sell for 1 year, 2 years, 10 years.
Right.
Rabbi, real quick. Here's the court, and here's me. The court knows that I stole from this guy.
Mauricio, I'm not going to go answer your question. When he's in court, and the judge puts out the, and he has no money,
Yeah.
we don't care what he says. The court makes a distinction. You can't pay, go to be a slave. Now, when he owes money, he never went to court. He stole money. He owes money, but he never goes to court. He does what he wants. Let him do whatever he wants. So what's your question?
My question
There's
is,
no judgment again. There's no judgment.
There's no court. Never entered court.
There's no court.
I'm
making a
myself
private deal
go
with the
and
guy who
become a
stole
slave. I don't need
Right, you don't need the court.
That's what I'm asking.
But if he goes to court, the court automatically says you're 6 years and that's it. No less, no more.
The court will give you that.
6 years, that's
So
it.
what's the difference between me going to court or me going?
Mauricio, the whole Gemara is telling you there's 2 types of sales. When we listen. When I sell myself as a slave, we said easily, what's the din? I can't sell with money. I can't make the kinyan with money. The only way I could be sold with money is bedin. Why do we know that? Because of Amai Ivriya. How is Amai Ivriya sold by her father? How can I be sold by bedin? That's with money. We know that. We learned that yesterday. Now comes the Gemara and says, so what about if I sell myself? Do I know that? He says, sure you know that. Where do you know that from, Mr. Gindi? So here. Comes the Gemara and says, but there are people who don't hold that Gzeh Shabbat. Oh, so where do they know you can be bought with money?
Vav.
Vav. I think, okay. Comes the Gemara now. Now everything is good. Everything is good and dandy. Comes the Gemara says, but we do have a problem. What's the problem? Usually, like we all said, you have a Gezerah Shavah. Everybody agrees. It's a halacha Moshe Sinai. Oh, in Megillah maybe not. In certain cases, that's machta. This Tana, why did they disagree? He said, I will tell you why I disagree. Why? Because if I sell myself, there is no limit. And there's no limit as in minimum and no limit in maximum. But in the court, 6. Now, so sometimes, Mauricio, sometimes it's a great benefit to the debtor to do what? To go to court, because he is going to have to work for 10, 20 years to pay off his debt. The bank of the court gives him only 6 years.
He's going to pay as much as it is for the 6 years. So the guy that owes money is going to get.
So if the guy doesn't go to court, he doesn't show up. His lawyer says, "Don't show up." Because if you show up, you're going to lose money. So you got it? So they have to go out of court and do sell out of court.
So you never, I got you. You would never.
Here, we had a case in our community just recently. There was a non-profit organization who did not pay their workers for many months. Many months they didn't pay their workers. The workers wanted to get together and force it into bankruptcy. They had a lot of property, this private organization. Now, the leaders, the VAD of this non-profit organization realized that if they go to court, they are in a horrible situation. All of a sudden, checks started coming out. Why? Because they had land which was worth about $85 million. No, who cares? And I don't want to know. So don't even say it. If I didn't mention it, nobody has to know. Don't even say it. Don't even say it. So now, what takes place, if they go to the bankruptcy court, you know what takes place? Non-profit organization. If you go bankrupt, I go bankrupt. They sell my house. Not my house, because presently they don't sell. But whatever they sell, what do they sell it, and then the monies they separate all the bank and all oil money too, and then they give me back everything else, and then they give me whatever's left over if there's left over. In a non-profit organization, they take care of all the debtors, all the employees who get paid. Now they have $80 million left. They'll give it to the Catholic school. They'll give it to the Blind Institute. The owners get nothing. It's a non-profit. There's no owners. So all of a sudden, what do you go? If you go to bankruptcy court,
Let's stay in business.
Stay in business, because if you and what do they have to do? Mr. Gindi, did I tell you don't say what we're talking about? I didn't say. Don't say. Do you know what we're talking about? That is enough. Bad, negative.
When you give a face, you know this guy, and you go like this.
It's like, when I learned by my Uncle Rico, about playing poker. He told me? He told me something very interesting. If you have a person whose the cards are away, and then sometimes he brings the cards very close to him, says when he brings the cards close to him, know he has a good hand. The cards are away. You don't have to say nothing. Oh my God! But all of a sudden, people start thinking, "Don't say, have a story." Got it? So that's what.
Can't play against him though. 'Cause he's gonna
Okay, he knows, right? He's,
When he say, don't put the tail of the dog.
right.
The 3 and the 7, and
Rabbi, did you play for money in those days?
We used to come. We used to go to the house. Pennies.
A penny. I knew you were going to say that.
And it was like, it was the once a month, it was the best time. Sitting around table, 20 people. And but Rico, my uncle Rico always won.
Oh, really?
I don't know if it was cheat. Okay. Okay, back to our Nikuda. Oy vavoy, 801 already, my friend. Let us go on. The Gemara goes on and says, Hamocha atzmo nimkar l'shesh, v'yeter al shesh. Hamocha atzmo nimkar l'shesh, v'yeter al shesh, everybody has it. Machru bedin, when a bedin sells it. Eno nimkar ela l'shesh. Another chidush. Hamocha atzmo. Eno nirtzah. A person who does what, who is sold, never is pierced, never has the anvil in the ear, because he always can sell about whatever. Mr. Gindi, he can sell it himself for whatever amount of time he wants. So there's no minimum. So therefore, even the 6 years doesn't make sense to him. Now it goes on further and says, so Hamochatzmo, he cannot be pierced. Machro betin nitzah. Mocher atzmo eno me'ankim lo. When a slave goes free, you're obligated to do what? To give him gifts, and so he can start off his life on a proper footing. But if he's sold by bedin. But if he's sold by himself, lo, you don't give it to him. Now the Gemara goes, that's the last one. Hamocher atzmo and rabo moseh lo shivcha, and Jemima is not for him. I told you. But if he's sold by bedin, and Jemima is his. Everybody have a very good day. These things will be discussed tomorrow.
4 things that
Right.
the one sold by the bedin.
Right.
Huh?
They're not the same.
He works for only 6 years.
you should watch it.
He's
They will have one
nitzah.
accident today.
He gets hot naka.
And he gets and Jemima.
He gets Anjumana.
Rabbi,
Whether he wants or not.
Actually, right, he's more financial.
we are slaves of our wives for 120 years and we never come out. That's
Because you know why?
I wanted the bed to get me out.
You didn't go to bedin.
Ah, that's it.